New in the ABC 3340 newsroom, we now know the name of the man found in a burned house in Adger. The Jefferson County coroner says Clarence Johnson was found in a house on Boston Road. Sarah, congressional leaders are expected to head back to the White House for more negotiations a little later on today. The compromise the president is now offering is to build the border wall out of steel rather than concrete, but the Democrats say the type of material used really makes no difference to them. The people who live on part of Richards Subdivision Road are not only dealing with huge holes in the road, but it's also hurting them financially. Sarah, his body was found inside of a home just about a minute away from where the officer was shot. We want to show you this new tweet just in. It shows the response from the law enforcement community.
Severe weather this morning.
Sarah, they are. People are preparing for snow and ice and flooding. This morning, the powerful storm is on the move. Heavy rain flooded streets in Southern California, turning roads, as you can see here. Wow, look at this, into rivers. Downpours also hammered vulnerable areas burned already by those wildfires, forcing thousands of people to evacuate. Mud and debris flows raced through streets, shutting down the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu, and a terrifying landing for people on one Southwest jet. You see it here. It skidded off a slick runway in Burbank and stopped just before going onto a highway.
Mud started hitting the windows, and then you could see smoke and water, and I started noticing the plane going sideways.
Must have been so scary for those passengers. Now look at this. Just north of Los Angeles, cars were stranded for hours after snow and ice shut down an interstate. One person was killed in a crash. Meanwhile, off San Diego, heavy seas rocking this sailboat like a bath toy. The Coast Guard raced in, pulled that crew to safety. And many airlines are now waiving those rebooking fees as the storm marches on and is expected in North Carolina by Sunday.
Now, ABC 3340 News, midday.
And we start ABC 3340 News midday with your weather. And yes, it is still cold out there. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Arielle Clay. In today for Sarah and Wendell. Let's get right over to meteorologist Megan Thomas with an update on some potential rain that we could be seeing.
Yes, we're going to be seeing that rain enter the picture overnight tonight.
Happening now, police officers in East Alabama need your help to find a 20-year-old woman. I want you to take a look at Lacey Elizabeth Stringer. You see her there on your screen. She was last seen walking on the square in Jacksonville on Monday morning. If you've seen her, you're asked to call police. Developing now, the government shutdown. It's now at day 26, and the ripple effect across the country is really growing. Right now, you're taking a live look from the Senate floor. There is still no sign that the two parties will come together to try to solve all of this. ABC's Serena Marshall has new details. You have less than 1 week to prepare for the year-long Interstate 5920 bridge replacement project in downtown Birmingham. The construction is set to start on Monday night, but one area is closing this week. Friday, AlDOT will close the Red Mountain Expressway ramp. The main 5920 corridor is traveled every day by more than 160,000 people. ABC 3340 is always working for you, so we got in the car to find out just how disruptive your commute might just be. We drove on one of AlDOT's proposed routes. Heading east, imagining the bridge was already closed, we went from Arkadelphia Road to Findlay Boulevard to Caraway Boulevard. Right now, that route only took about 10 minutes, but keep in mind, that could increase with the added traffic because of the interstate closure. To help with traffic in downtown Birmingham, AlDOT's been working to synchronize 150 traffic lights to help keep things moving. Well, AlDOT says that it will also monitor traffic from the sky and make any adjustments if they are needed. And you may think that the 5920 closure will not impact you if you just don't go downtown, but with traffic diverting off of the interstate, you'll likely see more traffic on I-459, Highway 280, or Highway 31. Homewood police say that they are ready for next week, although they just are not sure exactly how the traffic will be.
65 is our best guess right now, and really that's what it is right now.
We reached out to some school districts as well to see if they were making any changes to their bus routes or pickup times. At this time, the majority are not. You can stay with ABC 3340 on air, online, and on social media for construction alerts from the station that's always working for you. New developments. Mayor Randall Woodfin now says that he is looking into what can be done about the Confederate monument in Birmingham's Lynn Park. A judge ruled against the Alabama Memorial Preservation Act, prohibiting the removal of historic monuments from public property. Mayor Woodfin says he believes that those monuments belong in a museum, but he says before the city takes any further action, he has to sit down with the city's law department. For now, the barrier around the monument will stay up.
And as it relates to the city of Birmingham, and for any other cities.
Supporters of the law, including its sponsor, Senator Gerald Allen of Tuscaloosa, maintain that that law is constitutional. Attorney General Steve Marshall's office plans to appeal the ruling. In Jacksonville, the police chief is looking to create 2 new police positions for a change in officers' shifts. Our news partner, the Anniston Star, reports the 2 new positions will accommodate the department's move from 8-hour to 12-hour shifts. This will give officers more time off with their families. Police Chief Marcus Wood hopes to have the new shift change implemented by February 6th. Tuscaloosa now giving out incentives to get some new businesses. One incentive package is for new hotels or a new hotel in downtown Tuscaloosa, and the other for a John Deere tractor dealership. That dealership currently is on Skyland Boulevard. Operators want to move locations on the same stretch of road, but to a bigger facility. The company says the move would allow them to offer more services, and it would also bring in some new jobs. Just how cold can it get? Meteorologist Megan Thomas has your midday forecast. That's coming up. Just a few steps away from bustling First Street in Alabaster, there's a little operation right off an alleyway.
Toys, shoes,
And a lot of clothes.
and a lot, beyond a lot of clothes.
Other used and donated items like furniture and appliances pack the space that was once dubbed the bunker. Now it's used by the Alabaster Community Give Backers.
We have helped fire victims that was in Alabaster. We have helped people that have single mothers who are trying to get back on their feet.
Think of it as a makeshift thrift store. But in this case, every single item is free and held here for people who find themselves in need.
We have had some that has just literally like cried from, completely losing everything.
It was a blessing. I mean, had to be God. I mean, we had nothing, so it was God.
Chelsea Esperone is one of those brought to tears after receiving help from the Give Backers. She needed it after fire destroyed her mobile home in 2018. Not only did the organization replace what was lost,
I have better things now than I did before the fire. So
really,
yes, I have better things in my home now than I did before.
while almost everything in the bunker is up for grabs, one item is off limits, indicated by this note that reads, "Not for taking," signed founder John Ellis. But this is kind of where it all started. Tell us about the microwave.
This is what made it happen. Yeah. This is what inspired him.
Ellis's daughter, Carissa Reynolds, runs the organization with her dad. She says the microwave is the first item ever donated. Ellis placed it in these storage units, and the donations just kept coming in until the Give Backers outgrew the units and found the bunker. And while Alabaster is in the group's name, the organization will help anyone, anywhere.
The way we see it is spreading the love and spreading the word for everybody.
In hopes somebody else will be inspired to be a Give Backer, too. In Alabaster, Arielle Clay, ABC 3340 News.
Thanks for joining us for